So transition started as transition towns, which originated in Totnes in England in about 2006 as the project outcome of a permaculture and sustainability course. And it's spread around the world as a network of initiatives, initially in towns, but now in suburbs and cities, and so it became the Transition Initiative Network. Some of us in Denmark got interested in it in 2009, and we've formed a steering committee. And by then it was starting to morph more into a focus on effects of climate change, reducing energy to reduce emissions, so that we were looking to mitigate climate change locally, contribution, and also to build resilience to adaptation to the effects of climate change. It also, as part of that, was looking at waste reduction, at reducing environmental degradation. And some of it was just localisation for its own sake, the idea that we would do much more here than in terms of growing food, and in terms of recycling, and just making for more community projects other than everything coming in from outside. The transition network in Denmark is very much that. It links people together that are interested in transition, and it provides a narrative over the top of the fact that small local efforts contribute to the global response to these issues. In some parts of the world, the transition movement is the main driver of a lot of sustainability projects. That hasn't been really that necessary in Denmark because there was already a lot of that happening. We have 85 community groups, many of which are involved in transition. So the way the network operates in Denmark is that we have a Facebook site, and people like that group and in that way stay connected with things that are happening in transition. And we do have an email list that people can join so that we can send information out or be a conduit for information. Other than that, we're not a community group as such, in that we don't have a committee running things. We did initially, and we set off a few projects, local food projects, the markets, things like this, but which have then moved on to their to be groups in their own right. And we look to also pull together these many projects that already exist here as part of recognising the efforts towards transition that happen in Denmark. So it's more of that conduit of information between people that are interested and the groups that are active in this area, and linking that from the local area to national and the international resources and network that's available.
Cool. And do you want to mention some of the things that you've been supporting as well?
Yep, so yeah, so some of the projects that the transition group has supported in Denmark, I mentioned the local food group and the focus on local food and having a local market. We've worked with the Chamber of Commerce to document the transition efforts by local business, and we went through a project of encouraging bicycling in town. But for the most part, it's been recognition and encouragement for the many transition efforts that have happened in the town, like the Green Town project for peak energy electricity use, and the community dividend from the wind farm, and having the environment centre take as much of a urban focus on the urban environment and sustainability there as it does in the natural environment.